Yeah, the move. Whatever hand you hit, you move to that side. Left hook, pound. You gotta think of throwing punches. Your job is to throw punches.
Dog with sheep, it will become a sheep.
Reports indicate that Anthony Joshua has been tightening up his skills while working alongside Mike Tyson ahead of his fight with Jake Paul. Joshua has been revisiting old-school Tyson-style training to refine his technique, focusing on sharper strategy, better timing, and increased explosiveness. His camp is locked in on tactical drills and conditioning, ensuring he steps into the ring fully prepared for what's expected to be a high-pressure showdown.
Doing it in the gym, coming forward, punching to the body with his...
Reports indicate that Anthony Joshua has been sharpening his skills with Mike Tyson in the lead-up to his fight with Jake Paul. Joshua has been revisiting old-school Tyson training methods to refine his technique, focusing on cleaner strategy, better timing, and explosive power. His camp is locked in on tactical prep and conditioning, ensuring he enters a ring fully dialed in for a high-pressure matchup.
Exercise that I got from Mike Tyson. A lot of wrestlers do this. Quite dangerous, actually. Physios don't like this type of stuff, but it's good for neck conditioning. It's called neck bridges, and it's flexibility and strength at the same time. So it's a really good exercise if you...
Mike Tyson has been giving Anthony Joshua valuable advice, praising him as an exceptional fighter with huge potential. Tyson emphasized that the key to Joshua's continued growth is staying busy. Stepping into the ring often keeps a boxer sharp, maintains confidence, and helps preserve that elite-level rhythm during competition.
What would you give to somebody like AJ?
That he has a lot of talent and not to get discouraged. He only loses when he quits. When you quit, all the doors of opportunities close. You know what I mean? You have to be game, and then don't get discouraged if you lose. Listen, you just lost, you may have got $30 million. I just think the more time you lay off, the worse you get. You have to fight constantly. To be the best, you have to do it.
Anthony Joshua is pushing hard in camp, mixing and training elements influenced by Mike Tyson philosophy. He's added targeted neck strength work and power drills to increase durability and punching impact, while focusing on conditioning, speed, and cleaner technique. Every session is designed to improve his power, movement, and stamina, showing how determined AJ is to sharpen every part of his game before stepping back into the ring.
Oh, my physio is looking at me like, what the fuck? I can see you looking at me like, fuck, please don't fuck me. Hey, if it goes, at least you're here anyway. You know, 43,000 tuned in. Oh, man. I started this shit.
Yeah. Just trying to set up the vision table, get your flaps on it.
Anything.
Get back up. Eat.
Showtime sent me a lovely picture of me and the dog.
Eddie Hearn has made it clear that Anthony Joshua would still be the clear favorite if a fight with Jake Paul ever happened. He points out that while Jake Paul isn't considered an elite boxer or major force in the traditional boxing scene, it would be a mistake to act like Joshua wouldn't need to take the matchup seriously. Hearn reminds fans that Joshua has already defeated legitimate dangers in the past, including Francis Ngannou, a proven, world-class powerhouse. This comparison matters because it highlights that Joshua's success is built on real skill, structured preparation, and discipline, not on facing inexperienced opponents. Hearn emphasizes that Joshua's intense training habits, combined with his power, technique, and ring intelligence, are what allow him to control and beat fighters at every level of the sport.
Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua 50-50 fight. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I just said in another interview, great if it is. I mean, if it is, then you've got no problem seeing it. But when AJ, I mean, decapitate's a strong word, but you know, when he renders Jake Paul unconscious like he did to Francis Ngannou, don't then say, oh well, it was Jake Paul. Do you know what I mean? I mean, when AJ beat Francis Ngannou, Ngannou just had a fight that could have gone either way with Tyson Fury. Then AJ poleaxed him, and everyone just said he's just an MMA fighter. Do you know what I mean? Jake Paul's not Francis Ngannou. But as I said before, if you want to see Jake Paul exit the boxing world,
Nigel Benn has voiced concerns about how entertainment-driven matchups are affecting professional boxing. He believes that when influencers, celebrities, and social media personalities enter the sport, it creates an unfair system where real fighters who dedicate their lives to training aren't getting the respect or financial reward they deserve. Ben points out that true professionals often earn far less than the massive payout seen in crossover fights fueled by hype and viral attention. He argues that this trend risks harming the sport by overshadowing the hard work and discipline of seasoned fighters who have spent years perfecting their skills.
A bit of rumours around today, Anthony Joshua.
Oh, no. I'm not even really entertaining that. It's just not. Being a two-time heavyweight champion of the world, it's I don't know, YouTubers. I'm not really into all the influencers coming in there, and it's like some boxers that really work their butt off, don't get paid like what these guys are getting. And Anthony Joshua being a former world champion should be fighting like, someone in the top 5, top 10. So I really got much time to talk about that. Not interested, really.
Bad for boxing?
Not bad for boxing. If people want to pay to watch it, then who am I? I'm just giving you my opinion. Who's not worked his way through the ranks to earn that shot at the former world champion? No, not at all.
Australian boxing. Who are you a fan of? It's got good fighters out there. Jai's my type of fighter. He's very spiteful, and he's just another level, really. I don't think there's no better cruiserweight around.
Oladipo explained the financial side of potential Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight. He believed Joshua would have no reason to turn down a payday approaching $100 million. For a fighter with Joshua's background, the danger Jake Paul poses is small compared to the enormous reward, making it a classic low-risk, high-reward opportunity. Oladipo notes that purses like this are extremely rare in boxing, even for top champions, so taking the fight would be a smart business move. He adds that Joshua is in a unique position to earn life-changing money while facing an opponent without the depth of experience seen in elite-level boxers.
If someone knocks on your door and says, do you want to fight Jake Paul for $100 million? You're like, you'd be stupid to say no. No, I don't want that $100 million for what would be and will be and should be easy work for AJ. Like, well, why are you going to turn down $100 million? AJ should and could, more should, knock out Jake Paul in a round. Like, if Jake Paul was over here fighting under our British Boxing Board of Control, I don't think it would be a Southern Area cruiserweight champion. AJ is a former unified heavyweight champion of the world that I still believe is a top 10 heavyweight in the world. AJ should be able to destroy him. AJ is going to be 60 pounds or so bigger than him. AJ hits like a truck. AJ is a better boxer. Like, this is a
large portion of the boxing community has strongly criticized the idea of an Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight. Many fans see it as disrespectful to real boxing, arguing that matching a former heavyweight champion with a social media personality who lacks deep professional experience makes the sport look cheap. Supporters believe Joshua accepting this bout could also get in the way of a much bigger and more meaningful clash with Tyson Fury, a true elite heavyweight rival. To them, the fight appears driven by the money rather than real competition or sporting value. Across online comments and fan discussions, people are calling it an uneven matchup and questioning whether Joshua's reputation could take a hit if he chooses to go forward with what they consider a publicity-driven spectacle.
Anthony Joshua gets in the ring with YouTuber Jake Paul, and that's what he is, YouTuber Jake Paul, would you watch it? Simon, before we take some calls, with this seemingly in the pipeline, can we safely say goodbye to Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury?
Well, I think it's done anyway, judging by the mood music that seems to be coming out from various camps. If you listen to Tyson Fury, he seems to be, despite the fact we've danced this dance before and walked this walk before, he seems to be talking in a very different way. There's no hyperbole. I'm done. This is a younger man's game. I've done my bits. I'm at peace with where I am in life. I don't need boxing anymore. But not in the flash for cash way that Tyson often does it. In a more earnest way is my understanding of his sort of thought processes. So with that in mind, it almost feels that that's off the table anyway. Who knows? The draw of the enormous amounts of money that this one fight can generate. This is the one fight that can really get everybody paid. I mean, the two protagonists. Whatever Usyk takes, tragically for him, he wouldn't even get anywhere near as much money as potentially being offered for the Fury-Joshua fight.
What would earn AJ more of a pay packet? Fighting Fury or fighting Jake Paul?
Well, I would think tragically fighting Jake Paul.
God, what is it?
Because the revenues, because it's a Gen Z TikTok generation that wants to watch sport in a certain way.
Yeah.
And that's nothing critical of them. It's just the way that it is. And that's the circumstances of social media and the platforms that people like Jake Paul are able to cross over. It's not a case of people in the mainstream should be dinosaurs. The digital world and those opportunities and those platforms are marvelous places. And you heard me talking about Mark Goldbridge the other day and the commercial deal that he did with the Bundesliga. And we can be sniffy about their level of content, or we can accept that there is a place for everybody. It's interesting that still the digital world and that sort of...
Reports suggest Anthony Joshua has been sharpening his game with Mike Tyson ahead of a potential showdown with Jake Paul. Joshua is revisiting classic Tyson-era training methods, focusing on timing, explosive power, and tactical precision. His camp emphasizes conditioning and strategy to ensure he steps into the ring fully prepared for a high-pressure matchup.
Maybe even bigger than the Mike Tyson fight. It's hard to say really. Tyson was a big name, but it's going to do numbers regardless because Joshua is a big name and then people are going to be tuning in to see Jake Paul get knocked out. Right now, Eddie Hearn talks about Jake Paul taking this Joshua fight.
I mean, my estimations of Jake Paul would go through the roof if he signs to fight Anthony Joshua, because I just can't believe in my mind that he would do something like that. I mean, Gervonta was a smart one because of his size. I think actually he would have had a lot of success against Jake Paul, but the size is a problem. But this would just be, like if Jake Paul was to take the fight with AJ, you'd really have to maybe carry his balls in a wheelbarrow on the ring walk, because AJ wouldn't mess around in there, so it would be huge, but nothing to tell you it's close, just a few conversations so far.
Damn right, if Jake Paul takes this fight, he's got some major balls on him. And I know people hate influencer boxing, but come on, he's not fighting an old, retired, past the prime MMA fighter. No, he's fighting a legit boxer who's massive, 6'5", 6'6", jacked, 240, 250 pounds, shredded power puncher. Do we need to remind ourselves of what Joshua did to Francis Ngannou? Francis Ngannou was coming off a pretty good performance over Tyson Fury. He didn't get the win in that fight, but you could argue that he did actually win that fight. And Ngannou, throughout his entire MMA career, in 4-ounce gloves, very, very rarely got hit. He could take a punch. He's got a big, fat African head. Big, thick neck, traps, back. He just can't really be hit. And look what Joshua...
Shane McGuigan has expressed doubts about whether an Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight will actually happen. He described the idea as somewhat far-fetched, highlighting practical and logistical hurdles that could prevent it. McGuigan points out that, despite media hype and public interest, issues like contract negotiations, promotional complications, and the physical and reputational risks could halt the matchup. From a sporting perspective, he adds, the fight might not make sense for Joshua if his priority is maintaining competitive credibility. McGuigan's comments mirror the concerns of many in boxing who caution against putting entertainment and financial incentives above true athletic competition.
So, Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul reports. What do you make of it? And if we were to see AJ step in with Jake Paul?
I said it yesterday, I'll say it again, I think it's fast. I don't see how it's going to materialise. I didn't think the Tank fight would materialise, and it didn't. It's all good saying that you're going to box somebody, and then but until literally they're on the ring walk and in the ring, and I'm not going to believe it.
Away from AJ, what do you make of the Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. fight next week?
It's an interesting fight. Haney's up at 147. He looks good. He looks physically good. It's mad to think he's only 26 years of age. Confident-wise, I don't know what that Garcia fight took out of him. Because yes, he tested positive afterwards, but I believe that his Achilles heel is punch resistance, and I think it'll be interesting. I don't know enough about Norman, but I think definitely test him, and maybe Devin Haney will hold a better shot now. He's up at 147. But yeah, it's an exciting matchup. I think it's a.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.